Arizona boasts 556 confirmed species of birds plus 35 species that are unconfirmed. It's no wonder that birding is a popular pastime here, enjoyed by thousands every day. One reason for birding's popularity is a chance to enjoy the natural world. No matter where you live, you can interact with birds. In fact, some of the best birding spots are right in your own backyard.
The snowy egret and the ibis there.
Peggy Coleman, avid bird photographer, discusses how she combines her passion for photography and birding.
I've had a love of photography my entire life. The first bird that got me interested in bird photography was our friend the Cactus Wren. One day when I was at the Desert Botanical Garden walking along, just enjoying the beautiful garden, and came across a cactus wren sitting on a cactus and took a picture. And about the time I took the picture, he looked up. And it is still to this day my favorite photograph of a cactus wren. That was the one that did it for me. From there, it was just love of birds. I came by it naturally. My grandmother raised finches when I was a little girl, and my parents loved birds, and more so my father than anything. He taught me very well that some of the best places to see birds and wildlife is in your own backyard. And that is definitely where I spend a lot of my time. Being that I live in a very urban area, I live in a home that's over 100 years old, historical home in downtown Glendale. I spend a lot of time in the backyard just seeing who flies in, and I'm rarely disappointed. Had a family of Harris's hawks that came to visit last year, and really a lot of fun watching the juveniles with that. I had Lewis's woodpeckers come down, which is unusual for the valley, and camped in the front palm trees for the winter. So that's how it began.
Whether you live in a historic house or a downtown high-rise apartment, there are a lot of public places around the valley to watch, enjoy, and photograph birds and other wildlife.
We have some beautiful parks. Papago Park is one of my favorite places to see birds. The Glendale Recharge Ponds, although not a favorite place for photographers, is a wonderful place to spot some of our winter visitors. Tres Rios, which is further south. Some of the places out here, Zanjero Park, which is, again, not a favorite place for photographers.
There is one place that is dear to the heart of the serious birder, so much so that it has been designated an Arizona Important Bird Area. Mention the riparian and they all know you're talking about the Gilbert Water Ranch.
The Gilbert riparian is an absolute jewel for this area. It has 7 ponds that vary in how much they're filled, and therefore bring in a variety of different birds throughout the season. Every season is different. We have ducks in the winter. We have egrets almost year-round. The northern harrier and some of the other hawks are making an appearance right now. It's just an amazing place that you can wander around for hours and just see a variety of birds and also enjoy the company of other birders. There she is right there, because that's part of the fun of bird photography as well, is getting to know some of the people who share your passion.
On a recent outing to the riparian, Peggy met up with friend and fellow photographer Jaime Ontiveros for a personal tour of the area.
There's all kinds of wildlife at the riparian. You definitely can see coyotes at pretty much any given visit. Plenty of bunny rabbits, lots of birds. We've even had a few bobcats. So,
bobcats out here?
A couple of bobcats along the way, yep. An owl, great horned owl in this tree right over here. I'll tell you, it sat there and let everybody who walked by take pictures of him. I couldn't believe it. Let's check out Pond 5 here, Jaime. Usually some good ducks out there. Maybe we might see the harrier. Well, we've got a snowy egret out there. And yep, there's our northern harrier. He's flying in. Looks like the female coming in.
The back of Pond 5 is a regular haunt of the northern harriers, including one male the birders refer to as the gray ghost.
Oop. And there goes the snow egret catching my eye here. Can't miss an egret shot. Oh boy.
Oh, look at-
Wildlife photography is all about patience. There's no question about that. Setting up and watching and waiting. But the payoff is amazing, that's for sure.
I call it fishing with a camera. You know,
Definitely.
people sit-
There's a hunting great egret out there right now.
Man, you know your birds.
Yep. The great egret has the orange beak and no yellow slippers. The snow egret's got the little yellow slippers, so that's the easiest way to tell them apart. Oh yeah, got some great action shots there. Fun stuff. When they can't find fish, they'll go after the rats and the mice in the field.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I actually watched a blue heron take down a turtle about this big.
Oh my gosh.
No kidding.
What, just by beaking at
It
it?
just grabbed it and sucked it down. Amazing.
Oh,
I've seen him take frogs
the turtle.
and
did
lots of mice and rats, that's for sure.
a mistake.
Talk about patience. Watch this great egret just waiting for his prey to surface. Little ruffle, little grooming, love that. Love to get those shots.
Does it get kind of frustrating? You come to one pond, there's nothing there, and you have to go on?
Well, you have to do a little looking around when you get to the riparian because you never know what pond is going to be open, which one's going to be active.
What are you looking for when you come in? I mean, obviously, if the bird's sitting there, but I mean, are there little things that tell you this ought to be a good spot today?
Well, water helps. Water, and if you can see some activity, you know that there's some food because that's the two ingredients for birding.
That's the key. They
Yep,
eat.
water and food. One of the things I love best is to find birds out in the open to get those portrait shots, but there is a great love in behavior shots and therefore catching them in the shadows and light, letting light work with you, and to create a story with the birds. Behavior is definitely a lot of fun. It's without a doubt the number one enchantment I have with this birding is their behavior. Learning what they do, learning to be able to predict helps your photography greatly. If you can kind of figure out what they're going to do next, where they're going to fly, when they're going to jump, it absolutely increases your success rate with birding photography.
This photo of the parenting behavior of American coots was chosen for the 2015 Arizona Wildlife Views calendar. Shazam, her now famous picture of a green heron, was the May poster bird for the department's 2014 calendar and won second place in the Arizona Highways Magazine 2014 photography contest. Because of her success, she is often asked, what is the best camera for bird photography?
The best camera for bird photography is the one you have in your hands. And what I mean by that is, I don't care if you're carrying a cell phone camera or a setup like this, which mine happens to be a Nikon D800 with an 80 to 400 lens. The whole beauty of birding and photography is just capturing your first few birds, because I guarantee you, when you do, you'll get hooked and then you'll want to move on. As far as a brand, depends on who you talk to. You generally join up on one team or the other when you start buying birding photography equipment. So Nikon versus Canon versus Sony, it's what works best for you.
Another consideration is the image size. The two most common choices are the full frame and the cropped sensors. Before spending a lot of money on equipment, talk to your camera store expert and see which one suits your needs best.
Most important is the lens. You want to get at least an 80 to 400 lens. If you can get something larger, God bless you, because it gets real expensive. And typically you do have to carry a tripod with you or a monopod with you in order to carry some of the bigger lenses. This is a great walk-around lens, the 80 to 400, which is what I prefer, handheld. And that is because you never know what you're going to see. I can be shooting at a northern harrier out in the field and see an egret over my shoulder, and then I'm on that. Oh, there's our guy. Wow, he'll be back. He's coming back into the field. Making the rounds. I can tell you if there had been a lot of birds here, we would have known when that harrier was anywhere close to flying over because those birds are up. The most important variable in bird photography, in my opinion, is shutter speed. You want to keep your shutter speed up. Therefore, I keep it on 1,000 to 2,000 at all times. It's just the staple. It has to happen. If you're going to shoot shutter speed priority, then your aperture is going to change. Your depth of field, how close you are to the bird is going to vary. Again, one of the best things to do, in my opinion, is shoot manual, but that is kind of the way that I go. The higher the ISO, the more noise in the photo. Oh, look at the little shorebirds. So close.
Another decision you'll need to make is whether to shoot JPEG or RAW format. Each has distinct advantages, and Peggy isn't bashful about her preference.
Absolutely, I shoot RAW. That is the way, in my opinion, to photograph birds because it keeps, again, a lot of control in your hands with regard to processing. I process with Lightroom 5 and believe in it wholeheartedly for what we need to do. It's quick, it has amazing results, and it has great storage capabilities. A lot of advantages to Lightroom. But yes, I do shoot RAW. Probably the best investment that you can make when you're getting into birding and bird photography is a good bird book. Sibley's, Peterson's Guide. There's lots of them out there.
Joining social media groups like Birding Arizona and the Southwest on Facebook will also get you a lot of great information about photography and new and different birding locations. Back in the day, the secret to successful wildlife photography was to shoot Kodachrome 64 and get up early in the morning. Well, in this digital age, few people shoot Kodachrome film, but the getting up early part hasn't changed.
The best time to find birds is when they're up first thing in the morning and they're feeding, and guess what? That's the best time for us to get out with light and find the birds. And with a DSLR, a digital single lens reflex camera, you've got lots and lots of ammunition in taking pictures one after another. Sunset is also a good time to find birds. Again, they're going to get in they're eating and feeding just before they go to rest. And again, it's the best light for us. When you get into shooting wildlife, there's a passion that comes about that's unmatched. You just feel it. You become part of the nature, part of their scene, part of their lives, part of their world. And the blessing or the reward that comes from it is when you get home and look at your photos and see some of the pictures that you got, and it sparks you to get back out there and go at it again.